felt harder than I thought it would. I was gonna do 3K, but even before the 1K mark, my left foot, it just felt like it kept caving in to the arch, and it felt really bad. It felt like eventually, and even probably now still, it's gonna cause some pain to my shins, like soreness to my shins post-run, I suppose. So I was like, okay, I'll keep going until 2, and it was still, like, I guess, an issue. So yeah, not painful at all, just like I think like I haven't run on a treadmill in a while. Outside has felt better, like I've had more control of my feet, even though this is a more controlled environment. I don't know, and the pace felt faster than what it actually was. Like I think it was above a 7-minute pace for the whole time, at least like what it says, but it felt faster. So that was humbling. Yeah, but I'm recovered fine, so it makes sense that like, oh yeah, it probably was a 7-minute something pace because of how I'm feeling now, but during the run, not so. Yeah, so I've got 25 minutes now going to, oh, I didn't bring food, fuck. Forgot to bring food for after training and snacks. At least I had a banana before I came here. I'm gonna read and stretch for the next 20 or so minutes and then get to work. I'm on my first little break. We've got about an hour. I'm going to not finish it right now, but I'm going to continue reading this. I've got, how many pages have I got left? 140, I think, pages. I still have coffee left as well, so it's now currently about 4 to 5 hours old. But it's fine, right? It's still cold. It's an iced coffee, but it's in a hot thing, because now I'm paranoid that, because my iced coffee tumbler thing, that looks wrong, I accidentally dropped it the other day and it went everywhere. So now I'm paranoid and I'm just going to be drinking my iced lattes out of this now. Anyway, I'm liking this book a lot more than I thought I would, to be honest. Yeah. And I think I should be able to finish it today. That's the goal, at least. That's the aim. And I'm going to tell you about later some of the other books that I want to read this month. Alright, it's kind of warm actually today. It's nice. It's been nice weather lately. Okay, I'm back from work now. It is 2 p.m. And I still haven't eaten properly. I had a banana before I went and trained. That was at 3:40 a.m. So I'm hungry, and my advent calendar is staring me in the face. So I better have day 5, and then I'm gonna actually cook some proper lunch to eat an actual solid meal, because what is that? 10 hours? Yeah, 10 hours of being awake but unfed. And the only thing I ate before that was a banana. Plus I went to bed at 8 p.m, so it's not like I had a late dinner. I do not condone this. I just mistakenly forgot food, which is unlike me. Friends, right here, it's kind of a big one. Okay, that's why. It's a small one. It just has the appearance of big when it's behind closed doors. Never judge a book by its cover. I still do that though, because there's books I'm like, oh, I want to read that just because the cover is really cool and interesting. And then when there's ugly books, I'm like, why'd you make it look like that? Why? But I mean, attractive book covers are subjective. Anyway, let's eat this. Wow. Having chocolate as the first thing I've eaten in 10 hours makes the chocolate taste so much better. I also have a bit of work to do, so I'll eat, work, read, and just have a chill night. I was actually gonna give myself like a solo date, but honestly, I'm not really feeling like I have the capacity to leave the house again. I feel quite drained, but after I rest at home alone, do my work, get all that done, like I might feel energized enough to like go out and do something for myself, but at this stage I just want to stay home and read, finish my book, and then maybe start a new one. But I feel like I need quite a bit of time to finish this one, at least like 3 hours maybe. So we'll see about that. Well, maybe not 3, maybe 2.5. We'll see. Guess what? Our new mini fridge arrived. It's upside down, or at least the box is, but that's how they delivered it. So I'm assuming it's okay to be like that. This is the washing line right there. Hopefully it's okay to be upside down. I don't think fridges were allowed to, but maybe it's just upside down within the box. I don't know. I also am not the expert on fridges. Anyway, we have a fridge, of course, but it's like, it's not so big. Let me show you. So we already have a fridge, but it's not super big. It's pretty small. We're only 2 people, and since Luke, you know, works in a kitchen, I suppose, like in a food store, so they have food and they make food and stuff. Like, he has easy access to make his own food at work. However, I eat from home, so we don't really probably use the fridge as much as any normal 2 couple would that like both eat at home. But still, occasionally, especially when it comes to drinks, or if we're ever like having people over, we want to have room for more stuff. So I got a mini fridge to leave in our laundry. We'll deal with that later, but I want to show you some of the books that I'm looking forward to reading in December. I think I've got like 80 pages left of this current book that I'm reading. So I'll finish that today. I'm going to. I want to, so I'm going to. Let me show you. Let me put the light on. Let me show you some books that I'm thinking of reading for the rest of this month. So I picked these books based off vibes. Some probably don't match an Australian Christmas period, but they match Christmas vibes as far as I'm concerned. And obviously I haven't read these books, so maybe they don't actually match, but they match as far as my imagination lets me think that they do. So Good Spirits, of course, is the one I'm currently reading. And then what one? Okay. And then I was thinking of maybe going back to some fantasy, although I mean that kind of is because it's like ghosts and whatever, but like actual like fantasy, I guess. Throne of the Fallen. Apparently there is like a prequel to this, or like another book or another series or something that is within the same world as this, but you don't have to read it first, and I don't want to. So I'm gonna just read this, and hopefully that is okay to do. So yes, I love the cover of this actually too. It's nice, but excited to read this because, as far as I remember, the only reason why I liked it based off someone else's recommendation is that, to my understanding, there is seven kings or something like that, 7 hierarchy people, and each one is dedicated to a different sin. This is like the 7 deadly sins or something like that, and this one I think is about envy. So I thought that was really interesting. Since I really like psychology, I thought that that would be a really interesting thing about, and like make me like think about psychology as well as the fantasy and whatever the world has to offer. And then in order, because I'm going back and forth between what I think would be nice in order. Okay, don't know how to pronounce it. I thought it was Withering Heights, but it's a W-U. It's a triple U. So Wuthering, I don't know. Might butcher it. And based off my understanding of this, it's nothing, is nothing. I just saw a trailer of it at this movie cinemas and I was like, that looks fun, let's do it. So romance, a classic romance, set sometime where they wore lace and not in a sexy way necessarily, or maybe, but like set in a different time period. But I guess that's what classic, the whole point of that is. And then the next one, Divine Rivals, which I truly only see as a Christmas time thing. I would probably prefer to read this in a winter Christmas for some reason. It just reminds me of, what is that? What's that Christmas movie with the train? And the girl and the conductor, and he has a whistle or something, and there's a little girl. I don't know. It's a Christmas movie. Maybe it's not A Christmas Carol, is it? Anyway, I don't know what the movie is, but it reminds me of this for some reason, maybe because of the animation on the front. The style might be similar. I haven't read it I've watched it in a while, and also the stars around it. It just makes me think of Christmas. Yeah, like this is a YA book, but I think that it'll be cute and make me feel giddy, but also I think it's like historical as well, and a little bit fantasy as well. Oh my god, look at me. Next one, my first ever Emily Henry book, Funny Story. I have heard amazing things about Emily Henry, in particular Funny Story. I've seen people reread this book, so I'm thinking if people like it enough to reread it, I should at least try it once. And I've never read from her as well, and she's like a staple author for the genre that I like the most, I think, so, well, as I've heard. So I need to try it out myself. And then the final one, given it is Australian Christmas summer, not that this is Christmassy, but it is summery, or you'd hope, Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. That's cute. I never really looked at the cover very much, but it's like under the water here. Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to, see how I like seasonal reads and reading seasons that match the season that you're in, I suppose. It feels like the right thing to do, especially because I'm reading other ones that kind of make me feel like I want to read it in winter, but I want to read it Christmas time. So it's hard to do. Look at these problems that I have. Wow, such a hard life. So I'm going to read this one, and I know nothing about it. I don't remember why I picked it up. I would have seen it as a recommendation somewhere from someone that I trust, that I also like the other books that they've recommended and have read. So I'm excited to read that eventually. But that is, I guess, my potential TBR. But like I might have said earlier, I'm just going to read whatever I want. So yeah, do not hold me to it. But I think that it is high chance that I will read Divine Rivals and Funny Story. They're the two out of these that I'm most excited to read. Throne of the Fallen, I think I'm like nervous to read because I'm not super sold on the like more complex fantasies, but like it takes me maybe a bit more to get into, but I think it's all in my head. So I think I need to read that next so that I don't overthink it and then talk myself out of reading it, because I really am interested in the concept. So I just need to get over myself, Yeah, there's so many books I want to read. Okay, that is my TBR. I'm going to finish off my book currently, have some snacks, and then have a good night. Bloody warm out here actually, in here. I'm going to set up my fridge, and that's that. Yeah, that is that. Alright, thank you for watching another vlog, if you have watched multiple. And that wraps up, what is it called again? Vlogmas number 5. Thank you, and bye.